for the student. So it helps the teacher to deliver their lessons successfully and easily. Enable teachers to express intended concept of the learning effectively. If I talk about the one example for the given point, so in our school, we also give the student to make the ATM. So this is the picture. Yes, on the right side of the screen, you can see that one student is holding the ATM. So this was the TLM for the Science Innovation TLM, and the student make their own TLM, and we also make our teachers also make the TLM for the ATM, and some students know about the ATM, so they also make it, and we also tell the student to join to go with the parents and know the concept how the ATM works. So let's back to our content. Yes, so we were talking about the TLM importance. So it can be, we can say that TLM enables teachers to explain intended concept of learning effective. As I told you, if I want to teach the ATM, so by using the TLM, small model can be presented in front of the student, and to connect with real life, we can also tell the student to go with their parents and how the ATM work, we can know that. And the very important thing is the TLM should not be very expensive. It should be locally available everywhere, and it should be cheap. And TLMs are easy to carry. They are portable and enable everyone in a classroom situation participate effectively. TLM should be like that. Everyone should understand and should participate effectively. And the last one is a help student to relate what is being taught in a real life situation. If I'm talking about whatever we are telling them, it should be in a real life situation. So there were some top points about the need and the importance of the TLM. So let's go on the another slide. Uh, this is the slide for the types of the TLM. So these are 4 to 5 types which we are going to talk about. The first one is a visual aid. So as we know that blackboard, posters, flashcards, presentation, printed textbooks, graph and infographics are some of the visual aids, and we usually use in the classroom. The second one is the audio aids, which are radio, tape recorder and CDs. The third one is very important, teaching aids, which is audio visual aids. So before I read it, I want to tell you that whenever the student use most of the senses, as we know that we are 5 senses, and if the student is using most of the senses, the teaching is extended and teaching is very much useful, because when student use most of the senses, teaching is done with very sincerely. So in audio visual aids, we use video recordings, films and documentaries, and virtual classrooms are language laboratory are for the language of the student. This might be for English, Hindi, and their regional languages. It improves the speaking as well as their listening skills. The last one is computer assisted learning, in which pre-recorded DVDs we are used, CDs, online quizzes, ebooks, and podcast blogs are used. If I say that what the good TLM is, so first one is that TLM should be directly related to preschool's curriculum policy. As we know that most of the schools are from the first, come their preschools from the other sources. So whatever the TLM we are representing in a classroom, it should be preschool curriculum policy, because the students are very small. They come in a class 1. So whatever they have learned, very basic thing we have learned in their preschools. So our TLM, whatever we are making, it should be directly related to preschool. The second one is supported inclusive curriculum, as we support inclusive education in our KBs. So whatever the TLM we are making, if our classroom are having some of the students which are special, so whatever the TLM we are making, it should be inclusive curriculum. Familiarity with TLM, with whatever TLM we are using, they should always assist with presenting the new ideas. The third one is the are relevant for the age of the children or the student for whom they are selected. So as we know that we are the primary teachers, we teach from 1 to 8 to the fifth. And so whatever the TLM we are making, it should not be for the secondary or the above secondary. They should be basic, that every age group of the children and student which we are showing, they should be relevant for them. And the last second is whatever the TLM and the characteristic of the good TLM is. We should also provide the opportunity for the children and the student to make their own TLM, and whatever we are making, they should know how to handle it, how to use it. And as I have already told that we are teaching very basic student from class 1 to the 5th, so TLM should be self-explanatory, because we cannot make very hard TLM that student can't understand that. So the last one and very important is the TLM, whatever we are making the classroom to present any topic, the TLM should be self-explanatory. Yes. So I just want to conclude by using these 4 to 5 points, that what are the conclusion about the TLM. So most of the time we use books and simple drawing the classroom. So TLM should be offered in the classroom, makes our topic very easy and very effective. Teachers must be familiar whatever the TLM he or she is making. Each student we are on that whatever the TLM we are making, student should know how much important it is, and ensure the learners as well. And the last one is proper use of the TLM facilitate learning. So this was the content of my presentation. Now we will see some of the pictures of our Vidyalaya to practice the TLM. So you can see on the screen of yours, this is some of the TLM in the Hindi grammar we have prepared, and some of the TLMs are prepared by our students. So these two are for the Paryayavachi. So whatever the ideas the student have, they have there in mind, they present their ideas over it. And so these are the pictures for the Hindi grammar. Yes, this is again for the Hindi grammar TLM, Sangha and Sarvanam, and for the Viramchin. And I want to include one point over here. For the Viramchin, student also used the clay to make some of the full stop, and whatever the student can make, they use clay to make different signs. So this is a picture for the music TLM. A student made whatever the instrument we use in our assembly. So they made some of the pictures, some of the 3D models of the instrument. This is from the EBS TLM to sense. For the sense organ, student prepares some of the TLM, and on the right side you can see that this is the dustbin made by one of the student of the Vidyalaya. For science and innovation TLM, water dispenser was made by one of our student of the Vidyalaya. As I also told that ATM, for the ATM TLM, student made their own ideas and they show the TLM. The mathematics, and yes, these two pictures are for the mathematics TLM for representing the place value and the face values. And also these are some pictures by in which the 3D pictures are made by dot papers. And yes, in our Vidyalaya we have a mathematical garden, and also the student made the 10-gram project. In these pictures, brick surface patterns of the TLM topic was given to the student. The student also prepared it, and we also helped them to enhance their learning and to tell them the timing and the capacity and long short. For the primary student, for the class 1-2, student made the clock to know how to tell the timing. These are some pictures from our Vidyalaya in which students are getting knowledge about the shape and sizes and how to short the things. Yes, this is the other picture in which some of the students made the balancing weight scale. And these are some pictures for the multiplication, how we can make the multiplication easy, how we can understand by using the TLM. And this is a salad making activity activity which our school conducted. And for the storytelling, our school teachers also prepared TLM, puppet TLM to demonstrate a story. Yes, this is again for the TLM for the English. So thank you so much from my side again. And I am very much glad that I am the part of this Nipun meeting for the very first time. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to ask KV Chitranjan if they're ready with their presentation.
Yes, ma'am.
Please, KV Chitranjan, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning for the respected principal and respected senior teachers. I am Shweta Nigam on the behalf of Kendriya Vidyalaya Chitranjan, going to present my topic that is classroom management and inclusive classroom. Is it visible, ma'am? Okay. Thank you. First of all, I am going to discuss what is the classroom management. Classroom management is essentially the way in which a teacher creates a set of expectations that students must adhere to. It includes a set of routines, consequences, and rules which help to create a learning environment in which students can learn in an effective manner. So basically, in a well-managed classroom, there are some rules and regulations, some do's and don'ts, which are created by the teacher with the involvement of the students, and the students have to follow. And the students have to follow those to maintain the decorum of the classroom. The ultimate goal is to ensure that both the students and the teacher get the most out of the classroom experience. Good classroom management should aim to create an organized and functional environment for the teacher and students. Next is classroom management. It refers to the steps teachers take to organize their classroom for optimal learning. It helps to engage the student learning. It helps to minimize the disruptive behavior. It helps to encourage the positive behavior in the classroom.
Excuse me, ma'am. ये जो project कर रही हैं आपने, it is not visible. आपने जो screen share कर रही है, it is not visible.
Sorry, sir. Now is it visible?
ये बेस्ट होता अगर आप PPT बनाकर शेयर कर लेती, then it would have better.
Is it visible now?
Yeah, now it is visible, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. Next one is how to create effective classroom management. For creating an effective classroom management, a teacher should build a positive relationship with the students. Teacher should respect the students, keep students involved in the classroom activities, present engaging lessons so that student cannot get bored, manage your transitions, acknowledge student success. If student gets success in any field like sports, art, and anything, a teacher should acknowledge that success in the classroom in front of all the students so that the other students can also learn and try to and get motivated. Teachers should also arrange the classroom so that to minimize the disruptive behavior in the classroom. Next is results of positive classroom management. What are the results of the positive classroom management? These are, it fosters the student involvement and cooperation in classroom activities. It establishes a productive work environment and more teaching learning time. It builds a good relationship between the teacher and the student. It helps the teacher to prepare for the workforce, and safety concern is also achieved through the positive classroom management. Here are some pictures of classroom corners. These are the TLMs in our classroom, which help the student to get the knowledge of different like new words here and different shapes and numbers. Here you can see drama in our classes. It is also a way these activities, it is also help in maintaining the classroom in a positive way. Here is a learning corner. These are also some printed material available here, which the students get knowledge from here also. These are some fun activities performed in our classrooms. Students get more interest in all these activities. These fun day activities are organized on the Saturday. These are here the students are doing some color activity. The students how to create some different crafts in the classroom. Now, what are the classroom expectations? These are some rules, consequences, rewards, and procedures. By creating the rules and the procedures in the classroom, a teacher will be more able to manage the class in a positive way. Here are some examples of classroom rules. These are like classroom code of conduct, that how the students behave in the classroom, how they maintain the decorum of the classroom, about the discipline they should follow in the classroom. Now, next is characteristics of effective classroom rules. These are created with student involvement consistent with school rules. These rules should be understandable to the students. These should be doable, manageable, stated positively by the teacher to the students. Now here are some classroom procedures. These are like morning procedure you can see, and the dismissal procedure, like what a student have to do when he come to the school and what he has to do when he leave the school. These should be explained very clearly by the teacher to the students, and it also help to reduce the discipline issue in the classroom as well as in the entire school. Now my second topic is inclusive classroom. So, what is inclusive classroom? An inclusive classroom is a general education classroom where students with and without learning differences learn together. Inclusive classrooms are welcoming and support the diverse academic, social, emotional, and communication needs of all students. Here you can see learning room, no bounds. What is the importance of inclusive education? Inclusive system provide a better quality education. Through inclusive education, school provide the context for a child's first relationship with the world outside their families, enabling the development of social relationships. It also respect and understanding grows when students of diverse abilities and backgrounds play, socialize, and learn together. Inclusive education is an approach to educate all children who are at stake of total involvement in the education system. It expects that all learners learn together through access to common educational provision. The parents, community, and teachers all need to be cooperative towards the diverse need of children. What are the key points of inclusive education? These are that admission of children with disabilities in a regular school with necessary provision. The education system will make suitable modifications to suit the need of children. All the required support will be made available to the students in the regular classroom. Now, next is classroom management strategies for inclusive classroom. What are these strategies? This is inclusive classroom management is a process that creates a supportive learning environment for students regardless of their background, ability, and identities. The concept of inclusivity is to make every student valued, respected, and supported in their learning journey. Now, next is creating a reinforcing classroom environment. What is this? It is creating a reinforced classroom environment can be used to teach new skills, teach a replacement behavior for an interfering behavior, or the increase in task behavior. Next is focusing on structure and routine. Following a routine and maintaining a structure can help us to create a safe and proper learning environment in the classroom. Increasing students' locus of control, encouraging students to take responsibility for of wrong action chosen, guiding them to the better alternative. So basically here, if a student is committed to any mistake or any wrong action he's done, so we have to guide him that no, this is not a better way to do this. You can choose some other alternative to do this. Next is solving students' mistake by involvement. Here, how can we uh, correct the student who has taken a mistake? That is, identify their mistake and shortcoming and find out their solution and appropriate activities according to their mental level and practicing them individually with that child, and also encourage his and her classmate to involve that in that activity to correct or modify his or her negative behavior or shortcomings. What is the conclusion of the classroom management? It is by implementing these strategies to manage the classroom can provide a safe and interactive learning environment for the students, which is teachers' fidelity to the behavioral expectations that have been established for the students. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Request KVCRPF Durgapur to please share their presentation. KVCRPF.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, my screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Good morning to the cluster in charge, sir, Shri Santosh Soni, sir, Principal KV Asansol, and all the KV principals, and Shri Vinod Yadav, sir, KV Principal CRPF Durga, HM, and my dear colleagues. I, Shubham Mishra, on behalf of KV CRPF, I would like to thank venue principal, sir, Shri Santosh Soni, sir, for providing us this opportunity. The topic for today's fourth quarter Nipun Mid topic presentation is measures taken to develop FLN. So, what is the full form of FLN? That Foundational Literacy and Numeracy. In Hindi we say मूलभूत साक्षरता और संख्यात्मकता अथवा संख्या ज्ञान. And Nipun means National Initiative for Proficiency in Reading with Understanding and Numeracy. In Hindi we say संख्यात्मक ज्ञान के साथ पठन में निपुणता के लिए राष्ट्रीय पहल. अब हम समझते हैं FLN क्या है. भारत सरकार ने राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति 2020 पेश की, जिसमें FLN नामक एक कार्यक्रम शामिल है. इस कार्यक्रम का उद्देश्य 3 से 8 वर्ष की आयु के सभी बच्चों को भाषा और गणित की शिक्षा प्रदान करना है. FLN मिशन भारत के सभी राज्यों में शुरू किया जा रहा है और इसका लक्ष्य 2025-2026 तक छोटे बच्चों के समग्र विकास, इंग्लिश विषय थ्रू आउट डेवलपमेंट में मदद करना है. यह मिशन नई शिक्षा नीति की स्किल इंडिया यानी निपुण भारत के पहल का हिस्सा है. अब FLN का उद्देश्य क्या है? क्या मेरी स्क्रीन दिख रही है आपको? चाहिए मैं अभी प्रोनाउंस रीड कर रहा हूँ. FLN का उद्देश्य प्लीज कंफर्म विद मी.
चेंज नहीं हुआ है सर.
चेंज नहीं हुआ है.
आप अपने स्कूल में क्या करते हैं इसी को डिस्कस कर दीजिए सर. थियोरेटिकली नहीं जाना है, प्रैक्टिकली आप क्या करते हैं उसको डिस्कस कीजिए। और ये पावर पॉइंट जो है उसको शेयर कर दीजिएगा ग्रुप में प्लीज।
Yes, ma'am. Sir, okay, ma'am. So, how to implementation in our academic plan? So, at first, we development the oral language by encouraging conversation. हम बच्चों से कॉन्वर्सेशन करते हैं, 1-to-1 कॉन्वर्सेशन होती है हमारी बच्चों से, जिससे बच्चे अपने व्यूज को एक्सप्रेस कर पाते हैं हमारे साथ। चाहे वो कोई भी वो खेल कूद में एंजॉय करते हैं या कोई समस्या आती है तो वो कॉन्वर्सेशन में पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं और हम उनको इनकरेज करते हैं कि कुछ भी कहें वो अपने व्यूज को शेयर करें। हम अपने क्लास बच्चों के साथ मेंटेन करते हैं आई कांटेक्ट, जिससे बच्चे एक क्या वो कंफर्टेबल हो जाते हैं हमारे साथ, जिससे वो कुछ भी हमसे कहने से शर्माते नहीं है। हम उनको इनकरेज करते हैं कि स्पीक लाउडली, कुछ भी अगर वो प्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं तो वो जोर से बोले, जिससे लास्ट के बच्चों तक वो आवाज आए बच्चों को और प्रॉपर उनकी ऑडिबल हो उनकी आवाज। और हम उनकी जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन वो लेके आते हैं, हम उनकी इंफॉर्मेशन को डिस्कस भी करते हैं और हम सुनते भी हैं। और उनसे हम लिसनिंग स्किल्स को भी अटेंड करवाते हैं, लाइक कि हम मैगजीन दे देंगे या कोई बुक्स रीड कराएंगे तो हम उनकी लिसनिंग स्किल को भी चेक करेंगे कि एक बच्चा रीड कर रहा है तो दूसरा बच्चे ने क्या सुना, कहाँ पे वो बच्चा है, पॉइंट आउट करवाते हैं कि बताओ हम कहाँ पे रीड कर रहे हैं। तो इससे उनकी लिसनिंग स्किल भी इंक्रीज होगी। और जब भी हम कोई टॉपिक पढ़ाते हैं तो हम क्वेश्चन ऑफ द डे कोशिश करते हैं कि बच्चों में दिया जाए और उनसे पूछा जाए कि आप इस टॉपिक से क्या क्वेश्चन बना सकते हैं, आपके लिए क्या क्वेश्चन ऑफ द डे हो सकता है। और हम बच्चों को उस कंसेप्ट से हम कुछ वर्ड सिखाते हैं, वी टीच कंसेप्ट वर्ड। इन literacy skill development activities, there are so many activities we do, like rhyme recitation, we do extempore poetry recitation. Students are encouraged to do this type of activity. phonic awareness भी हम कराते हैं, लाइक कि साउंड जो होती है हमारी इंग्लिश में आ ए को हम कैसे प्रोनाउंस करते हैं, इस तरीके से हम सिखाते हैं बच्चों को। बच्चे खुद इनकरेज होकर बोलते हैं, सीखते हैं। उनकी हम रीडिंग हैबिट को रेगुलर ही बोलना सीख सके, पढ़ना सीख सके, हिंदी और इंग्लिश के शब्दों को ढंग से प्रोनाउंस कर सके। और नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज रिटेल द टेल एक्टिविटीज। हम बच्चों से एक एक्टिविटी भी कराते हैं, लाइक कि हम बच्चों को एक टॉपिक के बेसिस पे कोई स्टोरी सुनाएंगे। मे बी इट विल लाइक अ ग्रुप स्टोरी, 2-3 बच्चे आके वो स्टोरी रिसाइट करेंगे और हम बच्चों से पूछेंगे व्हाट इज द मोरल ऑफ द स्टोरी। रेगुलर पार्ट ऑफ आवर एक्टिविटी। हम बच्चों से डे टू डे कॉन्वर्सेशन करते हैं, क्या वो डेली फील कर रहे हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम अगर है तो वो शेयर करते हैं अपने टीचर्स के साथ। एंड दे आर वेरी हैप्पी टू शेयर विद अस। एंड वी वुड डू रोल प्लेस इन आवर टॉपिक्स। For example, in Hindi, we do some top chapters by like role playing. We call students in our class and we will tell कि आप कोई भी एक टॉपिक पे रोल प्ले करें, जो भी आपका सबसे पसंदीदा पार्ट है या इंग्लिश में चैप्टर है उस पे करें। जैसे एक इंग्लिश में आई टीच क्लास 5, वन टॉपिक आई टीच क्लास डिस्कशन। तो बच्चों ने एक टीचर का रोल प्ले करा था और स्टूडेंट का रोल प्ले करा, इससे बहुत एक उनकी एक्टिविटी डेवलप हुई, इंटरेस्ट भी आया उनको उस टॉपिक में, समझ भी आया। पपेट शो भी हम विद द हेल्प ऑफ TLM वी डू पपेट शो। एंड वोकैबुलरी एनरिचमेंट एक्टिविटीज कराते हैं, लाइक डम शराड। समटाइम्स वी डू सम जेस्चर्स एंड आस्क चिल्ड्रन टू व्हाट इज दिस, व्हाट आई एम डूइंग, व्हाट
देना किसको है
वो तो बोले आपको देना एंट्री कर देंगे, हम तो दत्ता दा के पास गए।
like if I am doing this, so students will say I'm writing with pen, I'm writing with pencil. When we ask in our class कि आपकी favorite activities क्या क्या हुई है, so they say many activities like they like to play, they like to take interview. Most of the students in our school like to take interview with other students and with the teachers. This will enhance in the vocabulary, in the speaking speaking skill, communication skill increase होती है, and we provide worksheets and do storytelling. And with the numeracy skill development activities, we do various kind of activities like identifying numbers. हम बच्चों से identify करवाते हैं number, and we discriminate between numbers. Find missing numbers, like अगर हम एक नंबर के बीच में गैप रख दे 1-3-5, तो हम बच्चों से पूछते हैं कि what will come after 1 and what will come before 3, like this. And we do solving addition problem by giving real life examples. For example, if I give 2 pencil and 3 rubber and will ask how many total are them, say, so the children will count and add and tell me the answer. And next is do solving subtraction problem. Solve word problem अगर हम उनको statement के through बोले कि example देके कि we have 4 apples, 5 mangoes and 3 oranges, how many total fruits are them? Then they solve by adding, counting, addition and counting. And one-to-one correspondence and pre-number concepts we teach. And we teach math in daily life. Like I already said, we give daily life example. जो बच्चों के रेगुलर यूज में होते हैं उसी के बेसिस पे हम एग्जांपल को सेलेक्ट करते हैं, चूज करते हैं और इस तरीके से हम उनको मैथ की एजुकेशन देते हैं. वर्कशीट भी प्रोवाइड वर्कशीट एंड ऑर्डर 11
क्या है ये?
अब हम कुछ एफएल रिलेटेड गतिविधियां होंगी हमारी जो हमने करवाई जाती है हमारे लाइक वी डू साइट वर्ड स्कैवेंजर हंट. इन दिस वी क्रिएट अ स्कैवेंजर हंट वेयर स्टूडेंट्स सर्च फॉर अ साइट वर्ड around the classroom or school, and
वो सब
we
जब
provide a
तक
list of
ऑफिस वाला
side words
करेगा ऑफिस वाला से
and
इधर आता है.
students have to find and read them. This activity helps
तो
in
नहीं है
both
तो
sight word recognition and
किसको
reading
दत्ता सर को
fluency.
दीजिए, दत्ता सर
Here
आपको
are
देखेंगे
some
अभी वही है
examples,
तो.
pictures. And another activity is story retelling. We do
अब दीजिएगा तो हम
use a
यहाँ
short story
सुनिए
appropriate for the
आपके
grade level.
समझ
हम
यहाँ रख
बच्चों के
देंगे.
grade
बाकी अब
level, for
देखिए
example,
एंट्री
अगर
कराना
हम
क्या
class
कराना.
second के बच्चों के लिए short story retelling करा रहे हैं तो हम उनके grade के according हम
ये
करेंगे.
कौन
For
बोल दिया?
example, हम उनको टॉपिक दे देंगे माँ का, वो बच्चे माँ पे बहुत अच्छी स्टोरीज बना सकते हैं, कविता गा सकते हैं.
अच्छा हम पूछते
एंड
हैं कि
स्टूडेंट्स
तो ये
रिटेल द
करना
स्टोरी
क्या
इन
है
देयर
इसको
ओन
ये
वर्ड्स. बच्चे
बताइए.
अपने अपने शब्दों में स्टोरी सुनाते हैं. कुछ बच्चे यहाँ पे बहुत वो है इस लेवल में एक्टिव हैं कि दे
अच्छा.
स्पीक इन देयर मदर टंग. बंगाली में भी बच्चे स्टोरी सुनाते हैं, तो इससे बच्चे भी इंटरेस्ट के साथ
हाँ
सुनते हैं
हमको
स्टोरी.
पता
और
नहीं जो चीज
कोई भी
पता नहीं
वर्ड्स में उन्हें
जबरदस्ती
समझ
हमसे
नहीं आता
करवाते
तो
तो
दे
हम क्या
आस्क
करेंगे.
विद द
रखने के लिए तो रख लेंगे,
स्टूडेंट
रखा
द
रहेगा
स्टोरी
और कागज
से
खो जाता
कॉम्प्रिहेंशन
है. पिछली बार
वोकैबुलरी
में
एंड
खो
स्टोरी
गया
टेलिंग की स्किल्स इंक्रीज होती है
तो
बच्चों की.
पिछला बार
एंड नेक्स्ट एक्टिविटी इज
हाँ दत्ते को
word
दीजिए, आप
building with
किसी को मत दीजिए,
manipulators.
कहिए कि
We
वही
provide
रखेंगे.
students with letter blocks, magnetic letters or letter cards, or we say flash cards, and ask them to build words using their given letter, reinforce spelling patterns. This activity supports letter sound correspondence and word formation. And next activity is number 9, hopscotch. इस एक्टिविटी को सारे बच्चे करते हैं, फन डे में भी करेंगे, गेम्स पीरियड में भी करते हैं. इन क्लास when we have much space, then we'll do this kind of number line hopscotch. We create a giant number line on floor or playground by using chalk or tape. Students jump on the number by recognition, counting and sequencing. The next activity is measurement scavenger hunt. We give students a measurement scavenger hunt task where they need to find objects of different lengths, weights or capacities. For example, they might find something longer than their hand, heavier than a book or container that can hold a specific amount of water. This activity develops measurement concept of and vocabulary. हम बच्चों को 1 लीटर की बोतल, हाफ लीटर की बोतल से बच्चों को हम मेजरमेंट सिखाते हैं कि किस में ज़्यादा पानी आएगा, किस में कम पानी आएगा. तो इस तरीके की एक्टिविटी से हम बच्चों में मेजरमेंट के कंसेप्ट को डेवलप करते हैं. एंड नेक्स्ट एक्टिविटी वी डू लाइक मैथ स्टोरी प्रॉब्लम. हम स्टोरी के बेसिस पे रियल लाइफ स्टोरी बच्चों को हम बताएंगे तो मैथ्स में वो इंटरेस्ट लेंगे. बुकिश मेथड का यूज ना करके हम रियल लाइफ स्टोरी का यूज करते हैं, जिससे बच्चे खुद ही वो प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए बोर्ड पे आने के लिए रेडी रहते हैं. दे आर मच रेडी टू कम इन बोर्ड एंड डू द प्रॉब्लम वेरी इंटरेस्टिंगली. एंड इससे इनकी सॉल्विंग स्किल डेवलप होती है. The next is the pattern recognition. In our classroom there are so many pattern recognition like window, and we do some flowers like this in the slide कि पहले में हम बता रहे कि अगर फर्स्ट क्यूब फर्स्ट स्क्वायर डायगोनल हम वो कर रखे रेड कलर देन ग्रीन व्हाट कम्स आफ्टर ग्रीन रेड. सो ये एक पैटर्न फॉलो कर हो रहा है. इस तरीके से हम बच्चों को बताते हैं. इससे उनमें पैटर्न रिकॉग्निशन और क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग डेवलप होती है. वो रीजनिंग लगा सकते हैं, अपना रीजन लगा सकते हैं, लॉजिकल रीजनिंग उनकी डेवलप हो जाती है इससे. एंड नेक्स्ट इज मैथ्स बिंगो. Math bingo. We create a math bingo game focusing on specific math concepts such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, facts. Students can participate their math skill while having fun in a game-based setting. एक तरीके से बिंगो हम करा देते हैं इन क्लास. The next activity is magazine writing. इससे बच्चे में hypothetical thinking डेवलप होती है. बच्चा अपने माइंड से खुद लिखता है. मैगजीन राइटिंग हम उनको कोई टॉपिक दे देंगे, शॉर्ट स्टोरीज बोल देंगे या किसी टॉपिक पे पैराग्राफ बोल देंगे. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर हम बच्चों को बोल दें कि फ्रीडम फाइटर, साइंटिस्ट, एस्ट्रोनॉट, किसी आर्टिस्ट या किसी फेवरेट इंस्पिरेशन पे स्टोरी लिखना है, पैराग्राफ लिखना है, तो दे राइट एंड वी से दैट वी विल पब्लिश इन द मैगजीन. दे डू पोएम राइटिंग, शॉर्ट स्टोरी. इससे उनकी ग्रामर, क्रिएटिविटी और राइटिंग स्किल एनहांस होती है. सो थैंक यू फॉर माय साइड. Thank you, Cluster in charge KV Principal Asansol, Sri Santosh Soni sir. My KV Principal CRPF Durgapur, Sri Vinod Yadav sir, and all my senior PRTs and my colleagues. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. As John Kennedy says, children are the living messages we send to a time we will not see. I would now request KV Panagarh to please share their presentation on exit level assessment for classes 1, 2 and 3. KV Panagarh, please.
Yeah. Open the PPT.
Good morning to all respected principal, teaching. Sorry.
Yeah, it's audible, I think.
Good morning to all respected principal, teaching, senior most PRTs, and all my colleagues. I am Tanya from KB Panagarh. I would like to thank to my principal sir to give this opportunity to represent this meet. Our topic is exit level assessment for class 1, 2 and 3. As we all know, there is PMS portal in which we have to register our student so that teachers can do assessment of their respective classes 1, 2 and 3. PIMS, that is Personal Information Management System, in which we have to fill all the...
If it is not visible, I think.
Is it visible now?
For me, I cannot see.
Yes, the presentation is not visible. Tanya madam, please present your PPT presentation. Please share your presentation, yes.
Can you share with the phone?
Yeah, ma'am. Is it visible, ma'am, now?
Yes, it's visible now.
Okay.
Yes, it is visible now.
PMS portal, which is Personal Information Management System, in which we have to fill all the essential data of student, their name, class, and their parents detail also. We have to do 2 or 3 times assessment. First is entry level assessment. You can see here. Can you zoom in?
Yeah, it's visible.
We have to do 2 3 times assessment. First is entry level assessment, as Janti ma'am also told us about that, and the second is midterm assessment, and third is exit level assessment. We have already done entry level assessment and the midterm assessment. It will show this type of
डीपीएस से कॉल मेल आया
when you update entry level assessment and midterm assessment.
डीपीएस से
Now we have to
और ड्यूटी जो लगेगा
assess in exit level assessment.
मांग रहे हैं वहाँ पे
We have to select we have to go to the assessment of for FLN. We have to choose classes from here where you want to assess the children.
DPS से
Now my colleague Mr. Himanshu will conclude further.
स्टार्ट हो रहा है मैम, लास्ट से देख रहे हैं फर्स्ट, ठीक है ना?
Yeah, very good morning to all. I hope my voice is audible.
डीपीएस सर्च कीजिए ना
वैसे पब्लिक आ गया।
Yes, it's audible. Himanshu, go ahead.
Yes, first of all, I would like to introduce this PIMS portal. Basically, it is Personal Information Management System, in which we have to fill all the details of the students of our classes first, second, and third. Respective class teacher will fill the details in this portal as the class first level. There we have 3 classes basically: class 1, class 2, and class 3.
13 तारीख है ये।
Here we have the language proficiency and assessment abilities for classes 1.
4 5
Oral language ability English, writing ability in English, reading ability in English, and numeracy skill. After मौखिक भाषा क्षमता हिंदी के लिए और लेखन क्षमता हिंदी और पठन क्षमता हिंदी, इन सभी बिंदुओं पर हमें बच्चों का असेसमेंट लेना है. इफ यू टॉकिंग अबाउट क्लास फर्स्ट लेवल, सो जब आप अपने सभी क्लासेस के बच्चों की डिटेल्स इसमें फिल कर देंगे तो आपके पास after entry level of the assessment we have the exit level of assessment at the last of the session. So now we have to do this assessment.
आवर सेंड करो
Here we have the year end assessment of oral language ability of English. We have 4 level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4 of language ability assessment. For example, you can see here the oral language ability in English. We have the point hesitation, converse with friends and class teacher about her needs surroundings. If the student is there are 4 points. If the student is not able to do, if he is hesitating to initiate speech, struggle to ask question, speech is halting, and seldom respond appropriately. We have second point, sometimes initiate speech, and the third point, initiate speech very positively, and the fourth point is eagerly initiate speech, easily ask questions. So we have this 4 level, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have to assess the student on these 4 points. So we will pick a point and we will conclude it further. Then second point we have talk about the prior print available in the classroom. क्या बच्चा इनमें से कोई भी किसी भी लेवल पर अगर बच्चा है तो आपको इन पॉइंट्स पर उसको असेस करना है एंड मार्क करना है. A class teacher is completely will fill this data very carefully so that किसी भी स्टूडेंट का जो असेसमेंट है वो सही तरीके से हो. The third point we have recite rhyme, song, poem with action. We have 4 points: L1, L2, L3, and L4. Reading ability in English we have in the same way. If we will assess the रीडिंग एबिलिटी, आपके पास ये 4 पॉइंट्स निकल कर आते हैं। इन पॉइंट्स पर आपको स्टूडेंट्स को एसेस करना है। After that, we have next is writing ability in English. If the student is basic writing abilities in English, we know that students are very struggling to write. So we have to grade the students in which level he or she. For example, if he or she writes word but with frequent spelling mistakes, or write words with some spelling mistakes, or write words correctly, legible handwriting, or uses some punctuations. Or the fourth point, writes word with correct spelling, distinction, distinct handwriting, or proper punctuation. Any 4 points पर, जिस भी points पर आप बच्चे को assess करना चाहते हैं, उस point पर आप click करेंगे so that it will assess correctly. This is the writing ability in English. We have these points. After we have the numeracy skill. Numeracy skill जिसमें बच्चों को हमें basic counts objects up to 20. Is he or she able to count up to 20 correctly? क्या उसको गिनतियां properly आती हैं? इन basis पर हम count करेंगे, बच्चे को assess करेंगे. Counts up to 20 or demonstrate the concept of numbers up to 20 through representation, or place a random set of numbers up to 20 in correct order, or compare two numbers and identify the relations as less than, more than, or equal to. किन्हीं भी इन 4 पॉइंट्स में से अगर बच्चा किसी भी एक स्टेज पर एग्जिस्ट करता है, तो यू विल क्लिक ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट. आफ्टर दैट you have to complete this numeracy skill assessment. Then we have these points: read and writes up to 99. Second point, we have using addition and subtraction of numbers up to 9 daily life situations में. Is he or she able to do this kind of calculation? Throughout the year आपने उसकी जो प्रोग्रेस को जज किया है, उन बेसिस पर आपको बच्चे को ग्रेड देने हैं. आपको ग्रेडिंग करनी है कि बच्चा क्या इस कैपेबल है, बच्चे की क्या एबिलिटीज इतनी ग्रो हुई है थ्रू आउट द ईयर, फ्रॉम द एंट्री लेवल टू द एग्जिट लेवल. क्या बच्चा एबल है इन सब चीजों को कर पाने के योग्य है. Is estimate the verify length using non-standard, non-uniform units like hand span, foot step, fingers, etc. There are so many points given in this assessment, and this assessment is a very important for the every child in this school. इसके बाद after numeracy skill we have मौखिक भाषा क्षमता आकलन, बच्चों का जिसके अंदर आपको मित्रों और शिक्षकों के साथ स्वयं की आवश्यकताओं और परिवेश पर वार्तालाप. बच्चा किस स्तर पर है, आपको इस पॉइंट्स पर बच्चों को मार्क करना है. कक्षा में उपलब्ध मुद्रित सामग्रियों पर चर्चा करना. क्या बच्चा उन पर चर्चा कर पा रहा है, क्या बच्चा उनको पढ़ पा रहा है, जो FLN में भी बात की गई है. क्या बच्चा जो मुद्रित सामग्रियां हैं जो कक्षा में दिखाई गई है, क्या बच्चा उनको प्रॉपरली समझ पा रहा है, पढ़ पा रहा है, किस लेवल पर बच्चा स्टैंड करता है. इसके बाद पठन भाषा आती है. क्या बच्चा लिखने के साथ साथ मौखिक भाषा के साथ साथ क्या पढ़ भी पा रहा है, क्या अध्यापक और अध्यापिका द्वारा दी गई कमांड्स को वो समझ पा रहा है. इज ही और शी एबल टू डू दिस. क्या वो बिना हिचकिचाहट के समझ पा रहा है. इन सभी पैरामीटर्स पर, इन सभी लैंग्वेज असेसमेंट एबिलिटीज पर हमें उसे बच्चे को असेस करना है, एंड वी हैव टू पॉइंट वन बाय वन. लेखन भाषा, इसके बाद जो अंतिम पॉइंट है क्लास फर्स्ट का, लेखन भाषा क्षमता. इसके अंदर देखिए मूलभूत लेखन योग्यताएं दी हुई है, जिसके अंदर बच्चे को शब्द लिखना, वर्तनियों की त्रुटियां होना या वर्तनियों की कुछ अशुद्धियां होना, बच्चों को शुद्ध रूप से लिखना आता है या नहीं, या शुद्ध वर्तनी के साथ बच्चा लिख पाता है या नहीं. इन सभी पॉइंट्स को आपको टिक करना है. इनमें से किसी भी एक पॉइंट पर, जिस पॉइंट पर बच्चा एग्जिस्ट करता है. Then after that you will submit this assessment level. When you will submit this is a particular of one student. You have to do it with throughout the entire students in your class. आपकी क्लासेस में जितने भी स्टूडेंट्स हैं, सभी बच्चों का ये असेसमेंट आपको वन बाय वन करना है. फॉर एग्जांपल यू हैव 40 स्टूडेंट्स, सो वन स्टूडेंट्स के सारे लैंग्वेज स्किल्स को आपको असेस करना है, इन पॉइंट्स को फिल करना है, एंड देन यू हैव टू सबमिट इट. You can see here entry level assessment if you have done, it will show like this updated. And then year end assessment जो अभी हमने डिस्कस किया, अगर उन सभी पॉइंट्स को आपने सही तरीके से भर दिया है, it will show updated the year end assessment. In some case there is a mid term assessment also. Mid term assessment भी आपको दिखाया गया है कुछ classes में. So if you have the assessment taken in the December or November, you can fill it the mid-term assessment also, and after that you have to fill this at the end of the February or before the February, this year-end assessment of the class first. When you will submit all the assessment of every student, then it will show you the report also, like this. You can see here we have the report of the number of students you have assessed, their gender, their categories, and their admission number, and all the final conclusion you will get from here. In the same way, this is about first and second. In the same way, you have to assess the class second and third. Assessment for classes second and third also we have. Due to the technical issues of class third, assessment level is not able to see properly. I have tried so many times, but class third level assessment is not coming on the screen properly. So I have taken here class 2 level of assessment. So here we have class 2. I have entered the details. If the teacher has done correctly entry level of assessment, then it will show like updated. Then you have to do the year end assessment. This is of class 2. We have different parameters, different points here on children. First is oral language ability in English, in which you have to see whether the student is conveys and talk about. We have 4 options available here: able to express properly, converse with inappropriate speed, or speak clarity about print in 2 or 3 short sentences, or talks or converse covering the main idea of the print. इन सभी points पर आपको बच्चे को assess करना है. Oral language ability in English, whether he is able to speak properly in the class. You can take a group discussion of the students. You can assess not only a single child, but you can take as a whole that whether the student is doing well, is able to communicate in the class properly, is responding in the with the teacher or not. How we communicating? कुछ स्टूडेंट्स क्लास में बिल्कुल शांत बैठे रहते हैं, वो किस वजह से, उनको किस तरीके से हम मेन स्ट्रीम में लेकर आए, बच्चों को किस तरीके से इंगेज करें. टीचर इसी दौरान कुछ एक्टिविटीज भी कंडक्ट करवा सकता है सो दैट बच्चे अपना लेवल अप कर सके. दिस इज अबाउट द ओरल लैंग्वेज एबिलिटी इन इंग्लिश. देन वी हैव रीडिंग एबिलिटी इन इंग्लिश, वेदर द स्टूडेंट्स रीड विद नैरेट, रिटेल द स्टोरी फ्रॉम चिल्ड्रन लिटरेचर टेक्स्ट बुक, क्या वो अपनी टेक्स्ट बुक को प्रॉपर्ली पढ़ पा रहा है. दिस इज अ थ्रू आउट एंड दिस इज अ वेरी precise, you can say very detailed assessment of a children. If you will do this, you will know the basic problems or basic the children. बहुत बारीकी से इस assessment level को बनाया गया है. So every teacher has to do this assessment at the end of the year. Writing abilities English and numeracy skills you have to assess. If the student is right up to the 999 countings,
Excuse me, sir.
is he or she able to read it properly?
1 minute, sir,
Yes, ma'am.
please. I'm sorry to interrupt, but then I feel because time will run up. So what's it? Need not discuss the rubrics here because the rubrics is already given and the teacher assessing will be getting it. I would like to interrupt here and just share a view for those who have not done. That these rubrics are to be actually taken care of by the teachers, subject teachers. Rubrics is in the PIMS, subject rubrics. Each topic has at least 4 that sir was showing. So 1, 2, 3, 4 if we say, and the child, subject teacher will mark it as oral, first one, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if the child is in one level or the second level or the third level or the fourth level, like that. For the second rubric, similarly for oral, then for reading, then for writing. So we make a mark slip like this, then hand it over to the class teacher. For numeracy, again, it is the similar way. If everybody is being able to see or not, you see, then this is the hard copy that I am showing, and for Hindi also.
Yes, ma'am.
मैं थोड़ा यही शेयर करना चाह रही थी कि ये सब्जेक्ट टीचर्स ग्रेड शीट बनाकर क्लास टीचर को दे दे, क्लास टीचर अपने लेवल पे PIMS पोर्टल में इसको अपलोड करे. बस इतना ही अगर है तो आई थिंक वी कैन वाइंड अप सर.
हिमांशु सर, मैडम एक सेकंड. हिमांशु सर, आपका बहुत ज्यादा, आप एकदम टाइम लिमिट के अकॉर्डिंग उसको बाइंड अप कर दीजिए, है ना, फटाफट, ताकि दूसरे को टाइम पूरा मिल सके.
Yes, sir, of course. So this is the assessment level I have shown to you कि किस तरीके से सभी टीचर्स को असेसमेंट लेवल PIMS पोर्टल पर अपलोड करने हैं एंड अपडेट करने हैं. फाइनली यू विल गेट द रिपोर्ट ऑफ द एंटायर स्टूडेंट्स एट द लास्ट ऑफ द PIMS पोर्टल लेवल. इसी में ये आपको रिपोर्ट्स एट द एंड ऑफ द मिल जाएंगी. सो इस तरीके से ये PIMS पोर्टल पर सभी बच्चों के असेसमेंट बहुत जरूरी है. सो आई एम कंक्लूडिंग माय talk. So thank you so much for this opportunity for this exit level of assessment. Thank you so much to all the teachers and principals and HMs. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Diksha ma'am.
Thank you.
On behalf of Diksha ma'am, I am requesting Meenu ma'am to please join and share your any points that you have about the forthcoming Kaptan Bulbul Utsav.
मैम क्लास 3 का PIMS काम कर रहा है क्या? हम लोग यहाँ पे खोलने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, सर्वर इशू.
शुरू में ही मैंने कहा ना, उसमें कुछ अभी टेक्निकल इशू है, ये RO लेवल से या कुछ जहाँ से भी